Welcome to Anything You Want, the channel where we unwrap the untold layers of celebrity lives with depth, emotion, and a touch of the unexpected. Before we plunge into this powerful story about one of Turkey's brightest stars, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and tap join if you want to support us even more. Your engagement helps us continue delivering the most detailed and exclusive long-form stories you love. In a world where noise never seems to stop, where cameras flash relentlessly, rumors breed in seconds, and stardom feels louder than life itself, Can Yaman has finally chosen to speak. But what he offers this time is not a fiery outburst, not a scandalous remark, and not an extravagant confession. Instead, he shares something much more profound: silence, maturity, and the reflections of a man rebuilding himself from within. His deeply personal interview with Vanity Fair did not revolve solely around cinema, training, or fame. Instead, it opened the doors to an inner landscape few had ever seen. Behind the action-packed roles, behind the carefully sculpted physique, behind the international projects lies a man standing at the threshold of a new era, an era defined not by adrenaline but by contemplation, emotional clarity, and a growing longing for family. From the very beginning of the conversation, Can sets the tone of his evolution with an arresting sentence. "I'm not someone who depends on luck. I depend on discipline, hard work, and sacrifice." And in that one line, he encapsulates the philosophy that now governs every corner of his life. For years, millions admired the combination of charisma, confidence, and physical appeal that placed him among the most talked-about actors of his generation. But he now confesses that none of those elements form the foundation of who he truly is. His transformation, he insists, stems neither from appearance nor reputation but from a disciplined lifestyle he has embraced with almost monastic intensity. Daily sports routines, relentless self-improvement, work hours that stretch into the night, a mindset sharpened by solitude rather than applause. And yet, discipline is not the only thing guiding his heart these days. At one point in the interview, Can allows a rare vulnerability to surface. He acknowledges the label many have thrown at him for years: the handsome star, the romantic comedy idol, the heartthrob. Without resentment, he gently dismantles those assumptions. "What I do in my real life doesn't rely on my looks." A sentence spoken quietly, yet it echoes like a declaration of independence. For those who once believed that fame came easily to him, or believed beauty alone had paved his path, his words serve as a respectful but firm correction. But then comes the moment that shook social media to its core: his James Bond confession. Between projects in Spain and his ongoing involvement in international productions, Can discloses a dream that not even his most loyal fans had fully anticipated. He envisions a future shaped by characters with the intensity and sophistication of James Bond. A sharp suit, covert missions, fierce determination, and that magnetic gaze. Fans allowed their imaginations to soar instantly. Could the world someday witness a Turkish Bond? Could a figure from Istanbul, Rome, and Madrid simultaneously rise to iconic cinematic status? As Can says, why not? Indeed, why not? Before we continue, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Anything You Want. Tell us, do you think Can Yaman could become an international action legend? Would you want to see him play a Bond-like character? Yet the most striking portion of the interview, the part no one saw coming, arrives quietly, almost shyly. For the first time, Can speaks about love not with fire, but with serenity. Gone are the impulsive passions of youth, the dramatic romances that once had fans across continents dissecting every gesture. In their place stands the voice of a man who has lived, learned, stumbled, matured, and finally uncovered a peaceful truth. If you can stay locked inside a home with someone for 3 months and laugh every day, that person is the right one. A definition of love not fueled by theatrics, jealousy, or endless longing, but by the gentle rhythm of shared mornings, unfiltered conversations, and laughter echoing through quiet rooms. Many relationships collapsed under the weight of pandemic isolation. Yet for Can, the period revealed something else entirely: the value of emotional compatibility beyond public personas. This naturally reignited speculation about Sarah Bluma, the figure who continues to divide his fanbase. Some insist Sarah matured him, guiding him into this quieter chapter. Others argue that Can was already evolving long before her, and she merely appeared at a pivotal time. Regardless of the theory, fans agree on one thing: the man who spoke in Vanity Fair is not the same man they saw years ago. Then comes the revelation that brought fans to their knees: the idea of fatherhood. Not a fantasy. Not a fleeting desire. But a carefully analyzed possibility grounded in responsibility. Can explains that questions echo endlessly in his mind. Where would a future child live? Would they speak Turkish? Italian? Spanish? Could they grow up navigating 3 cultures, 3 languages, and 3 identities? His reflections extend beyond personal dreams into the realm of long-term planning. It is no longer about proving anything to the world, it is about creating the right world for a child who does not yet exist. This is not the fatherhood of ego. This is fatherhood born of stability and intention. At the same time, Can acknowledges a major shift in his artistic direction. The romantic comedy persona that once defined him now feels limiting. With encouragement from mentors like the director of Sandokan, he has begun to pursue roles that push him physically and emotionally, demanding performances, combat scenes, layered psychological characters. He wants grit. He wants complexity. He wants a challenge worthy of the discipline he has built his life upon. And then, another vulnerable confession emerges: his avoidance of interviews. Although many interpreted his silence as arrogance or detachment, the truth reveals something entirely different. Can confesses that interviews make him uneasy, not because he lacks confidence, but because words can be twisted into weapons. Some statements are cut, edited, and used against me, he explains. Thus, he chose silence. Not as an escape, but as a shield. Not to hide, but to preserve peace. Before we move toward the final segment of this story, remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment telling us what you think about Can Yaman's transformation. What do you believe will shape his next chapter: love, fatherhood, or the international stage? And who would you like to see featured next on Anything You Want? With every passing year, the man once labeled as the rebel, the lover, or the television sensation has shed those skins. He now stands at the beginning of a new era grounded in introspection. Silence instead of chaos. Peace instead of exposure. Responsibility instead of impulse. And love defined by companionship rather than adrenaline. His fans are now left with questions that swirl like constellations around him. Will he marry? Will he become a father? Will he star in an international film? Could he truly embody a Bond-like hero? Or will all these paths converge into a single destiny? One thing is certain: the new Can Yaman has begun, and audiences across Turkey, Italy, and Spain are watching his evolution with breathless curiosity. So here's the final question we leave to you. If Can Yaman becomes a father one day, where do you think his child should grow up, Turkey, Italy, or Spain? And what do you imagine first? A little girl with his gentle gaze? Or a little boy with his bold spirit? Let us know your thoughts below. Thank you for joining us on Anything You Want. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tap join to support the channel. More deep dive celebrity stories are coming soon. Stay tuned for the next chapter of The Stars You Love.